This is my second time recording this because the first time I managed to get it all done without any audio. So this is the foolproof guide to getting EAE design by me, who is crashing out. And so this thing is going to be really ugly. Pretend, we're both design students, but that does not need to be in the room of us right now. So let's just get into it. I am a first year design student in TP, communication design, who got through with EAE. Because there were no resources on anything online related to getting into EAE design. Like, absolutely nobody was talking about the test. Like, you go through the websites, you're like, the test, just staring at it. For like, they give you nothing. Nobody gives you anything. So I want to save other people from crashing out like I did. I will be going through my portfolio. It's the exact one that I used. And showed the lecturers. I will be giving tips on the exam, but it's going to be very specific to me because I did comm design and all the exams are separate, as well as the interviewing process. All right, let's get into this. Why you should trust me. This genuinely is not some kind of pity thing. It's not some kind of flex, but I was not in school. I did not do school, therefore I did not get guidance, therefore I did not get testimonials or CCA points. So yeah, essentially I was raw dogging it. I'm pointing at my screen right now. And this means that if you are doing these things, if you are going to school, if you are getting CCA points, if you are getting these testimonials from your teachers, then you are doing better than I did. So it's like you have a way more solid chance of getting in. And if you aren't doing those things and you're like me, you still have a chance, right? We are not going to be dropouts. Well, I am going to be dropping out, but that's for my personal reasons. Don't do that, preferably. Interview. Secondary school lies to you. I thought, oh, this is going to be okay. I will listen to the other people talk and I will create my own unique idea. No. 2 lecturers versus me. I was really used to the 1v5 thing. I didn't think that anything else was going to happen, but no, they jump scared me last moment, and then as it turned out, the interview layout was a bit different than I expected, but I don't know why I expected it in the first place. That was my fault. They ask really design-oriented questions. They're not going to be asking like super basic things, of course, but a lot of things are about your ethos. Like, what do you think creates a good design? It's like, what do you think makes something ineffective or stuff like that? Or like, what's your favorite designer? But when it comes to that question, you can genuinely answer whatever you want, like whoever you find interesting, even if it's not in your field. Like, I remember freaking out about that question because I didn't know any graphic designers that stood out to me. But really, they don't mind if you're like a fashion student and you're talking about a director, a cinematographer. You just have to be able to bring it back. You have to be able to show that you have that passion, because that is what they're looking for. Like, they are really, really looking for that passion. They don't care if you're fucking annoying. You can yap. You can yap. I messed up, right? I thought there wasn't going to be any time I thought they were going to be like bombarding me of questions the whole time, but instead the first 5 minutes of the interview they're like, you can talk about whatever you want. And so I started talking about the hit game Bloodborne. I don't know that much about Bloodborne. I just know I really love its visuals, and I've been learning about the lore, sorry guys, but like at that point in time I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, but I seemed invested enough in it that I think they were okay with that. They really like actual concepts brought to life. They really love it when students have already had that initiative to work on these projects without school, before this type of schooling. One of my lecturers was talking about this design student from like ages ago who had already created his own like outfits and like all this clothing, like sewn it all, before, as his portfolio. Not as his portfolio, but he'd done it before his portfolio. He'd done it for himself. And I think that's also what they're looking for. Like, you want to create these things for yourself first, and you're just so invested in these things that you have to go to design school to like get out all your creativity, shit like that. I don't think you have to make stuff like this in order to get in. I just think they really, really liked it. They really, really liked mine, and you're gonna see it later. Test. All right. It's just a lecture hall with a bunch of other people, and maybe that's the most nerve-wracking part because it just looks like an exam. You'll live, it's not that hard. So the test question, like the test paper, it is a physical paper, just a couple of pages, For me, it was comm design, as I said, so like all of the diplomas ones were different. I don't know what the other ones' questions were because I was not in the room. I don't know what fashion's questions were, but I know ours. So we had things that were, all of these were kind of addressing design and fundamentals, extremely simple stuff. You don't have to worry about it. You do have to worry about your English literacy. That sounds mean. All right, we're going to start the owl question because it's one of the easiest ones to remember. They gave you the word owl, they showed you a photo of an owl, and they were like, make 4 logos with this concept. And just make 4 logos about an owl. And each one of them would have a different adjective connected to it, like simplistic or elegant or like, beautiful or something like that. The Coca-Cola question, that's the English literacy because it was just like an English first, it's like a part 1 question. Is that what it is? Like it was part 1, where they show you the thing and they're like, why is it like this? The Coca-Cola question was an image of the crushed Coca-Cola can. Like the the lettering being crushed, and it was on this billboard. And the question was like, why is the font like this? And I remember people back home, like as we were going home on the bus, like a bunch of other kids were like crashing out over it. Like, what does that mean? Why is it like that? It's crushed. It's because it's crushed. I do please think about your English sometimes, your English marks. Anyway, UI question. They gave you a really ugly UI, and they were like, how would you fix it? And then you have to fix it. I didn't have a ruler. Sorry for stuttering. It was like the layout of like a cinema's website, like when you're booking tickets, and they were just like, fix this. Like, I didn't have a ruler, and I had to draw a shit ton of straight lines, and I lived, all right? It was so ugly, right? I had a smudgy eraser. I had nothing. I was in the trenches, and I lived. You will live. You'll be fine. Anyway, that's the conclusion. Never mind, we're going back. Anyway, here we are. It's way too late for me to be doing this. This is the portfolio. And so the thing is, I think a bunch of people actually started their portfolios super late. I used to have my name here. These were like being able to jump easily because I realized too late that Canva only had a 1-page situation. But I think one giant pitfall was that a lot of people started their portfolios late, and because I was in comm design, like I didn't know that you were meant to start at that time. I started way earlier. So I was able to like fancy it up a bit more. And because comm design, I think they appreciated seeing something that was more put together visually rather than like a bunch of assorted things in a Google Drive. Yeah. So I was throwing whatever I could in. I was throwing character designs and like redesigns and concepts, and this is the thing they really enjoyed because, comm design. I redesigned a book cover. I redesigned like a bunch of things. I wish I had kept a bit more of my thought process in there, like how this font was very iconic, but I do enjoy how, I changed a bunch of the, like, these tiny things that have like aged quite badly, and then I printed it and I rebound my book of it. It was pretty fun. So this is what it turned into. And it looks really dramatic, self-taken, and that's because I took it in the dark of an IKEA lamp on a canvas on my floor. Yeah, so they really loved that. They asked a lot of questions about that. Their eyes like literally lit up. They were so much more invested. It was crazy. Maybe I should hang on that a bit more. But then I put this in because it doesn't really matter, but I was able to put freelance project work because somebody asked me to do it, like for their like fanfic or whatever the hell they were writing. This is for kicks. I don't stand by it, but I did use it to try to push this typography, which I thought was going to be really important in design. And then I made this like big deal out of trying to create a logo for my website because this isn't the published version. The published version has my, oh fuck, I'm so stupid. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, so I may have like I may have accidentally. We're gonna pretend that that wasn't that wasn't just like my real name. Anyway, mm, it's late. I was messing around with this. This was literally done in Canva and using Unsplash. So I just sat there and I messed around and like put a. I think the background was already there like that. I think adding this black all around made it even more dramatic. I think they enjoyed that. I could, pass that off as typography, and in reality, I just messed around in Canva, which is apparently what they enjoy. So, yeah, I just happened to. I was like screwing around making posters. This one was a more simple concept because I was, there's not that much going on. Oh shit. I'm so good at this. Can you tell? Anyway, yeah, and then like I think showing your design process and your ideas as they're working, even if they haven't managed all the way. And also, as we get here, I will admit these are the weaker pieces. So you want to like start strong, end strong. That's generally the vibe, right? Um, but then I showed like making things reality again. I don't think it was awesome, but showing them first drafts and stuff is like what they generally enjoy. I'm so good at this. Um, and then like putting brainstorms in your rough working, I also think is important. Like they want to understand you. This is not one of those extremely professional portfolios. It is still just getting into base art school. It's not Cal Arts. We're not doing Cal Arts, because Cal Arts would want more of these anyway. um, and so of course this is cropped extremely badly, but I had the textures and such in there. Yeah, they mentioned, temasek at least mentioned really enjoying mood boards, and let's see. Oh, this is where. Yeah, so I talked about a like story or like game concept that I wanted to make. I embedded a Mila note. Oh, I forgot I could do that. Love and light. We're experiencing this together. But yeah, and then I kind of like I just collected a bunch of things that I thought was interesting. I think this is one of the easier ones to do by yourself because a lot of design students already have their own Pinterest boards up and running anyway. Additional pieces. Let's see whether this doxes me. I haven't checked. And yeah, I threw a bunch of things in here that I knew wouldn't fit in the portfolio, but I wanted to show off. Oh, that was kind of fun because I wanted to show my capability when it came to things. Oh, I did switch some of these out. It's okay though, it doesn't really matter. It's just there's like two. She's so cute. Love her. Okay, come back. So, see, there's the full one. It doesn't look great, but I think they would enjoy that. Yeah, but then I did get a bit of help from one of my mom's friends for this, for trying to cover all my bases when it came to like, yeah, like backgrounds, concept work, character specific illustrations. I don't think the green one counts as exclusively background. I think that would go way harder into viz dev, which is a much nicer term to put on it. Testimonials, we're going to scroll past. But yeah, those are embedded. And then I just put like a really simple thing down here. I base this off of really, I can tell. I base this off of actual industry professionals, but this is not necessary at all because they go through the portfolio with you on call. I did not know this. So it was really awkward. Like I had to go through and like explain all of the pieces that I had specifically put in the portfolio so that I wouldn't have to go about and explain it. So anyway, it was great. And I put like a contact here, but then I put a phone accessible in here, and I thought they would like that because if you open this website, the official website on your phone, it looks like trash except this, which moves to fit the phone screen. And I thought they would, you know, thought they'd appreciate that as designers or whatever. But yeah, as you can see, I feel like I wanted it to hit a bunch of different places. I wanted it to hit like character design. I wanted it to art, like I want. I wanted it to hit character design. I wanted it to hit backgrounds and typography and like actual graphic design and just like as many things as I could at once. And I think that worked. I don't know how interested they were in the website, but they really, really, really liked the book. So yeah, let's go back here. We're gonna pretend like that was a super great take. I'm not taking another one. All right, conclusion. You can definitely do it. You can definitely get in. If all else fails, know that if they need students and they're not gonna turn you away for kicks. Like they need you. They need you to be there and to give them money. So like, but truly, yeah, this isn't CalArts. They are not expecting CalArts. This is not Sheridan. This is not RISD. This is very, very possible. This is very feasible, and this does not require nearly as much thought or effort that you think it does. Like it does require some, but it doesn't require the extent that you think it does. Yeah, do put the effort you can over it. Don't crash out over it. It's not worth crashing out about because it's not that hard. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but you can't like ditch it to the side entirely. I do think portfolio carried hard with this one. And you know, if you are struggling in other areas, I think if you focus on that, you can make it too. Good luck, guys. Hope to see you in whatever poly you end up in, because I don't know if I'll be there. Oh god, that voice crack. Alright, anyway, love you guys. Bye.